What is going on, my friends? Welcome back. Today we are starting a new series. It is called Does It Work for Big and Tall People? And the first thing we're going over, the Nintendo Switch. Let's get started. Okay everybody, welcome back to another video. I'm very excited to have you here. Before we get started, if you're new here, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I would love for the new people to subscribe, and even the people who are coming back, please subscribe to help support the channel so it continues to grow and I can keep doing this because I'm having a great time with it. This new video series is one that I thought might be beneficial to big and tall people outside of what I've normally been reviewing. Like I said in the intro, it's called Does It Work for Big and Tall? And basically what I do is I check out items that are not meant for big and tall people, and then I review them so you can see if they can still work for you. And yes, I know you were wondering, but it will still get the Freaky Tall stamp of approval if it works, and it doesn't if it doesn't. Yeah. So today we're gonna be going over the Nintendo Switch to see if it works with big hands, and whoo! Look how tiny that thing is. Now keep in mind, I understand there are totally grips that help with having big hands and playing it, such as the one that I have right here. However, hope I didn't break that. However, we're not gonna be going over that. I want to do a review on will the base model Switch work for big hands? Can you play it comfortably for a long time? Does it sit right in the hands? I don't know, but today we're gonna check it out. So diving into it, as you can see, my hands are massive on this thing. It looks ridiculous. It looks like an old Game Boy holding this thing like this just because my hands are way too big. And as you always know, I measure everything so that you can too. My hands are 10 3/4 inches. I measured, so trust me. But what I didn't measure was the Switch itself. So let's see how big the Joy-Cons are and the overall Switch so you can get a good feel on if it's gonna work for you. If you are curious to know based on my measurements if this will work in your hands, take a piece of cardboard from a cardboard box, cut it into these dimensions, and you'll be able to tell for yourself. Starting out, the Switch with the Joy-Cons attached is 9 inches long. So for me, holding that, 9 inches is a little close together for me. However, it's not that bad. It's basically like typing on a computer, basically the same hand placement, if you know what I mean. It is also 4 inches tall. So just holding it normally, you can see, is that a good fit for your hands? Now the problem that I have, having such massive paws, is reaching this little right joystick right here. Not very easy to do. However, it's not too bad. On the back here, you can really see how the hands are clawed across the back here. I mean, that's taking up quite a space. I can literally touch my fingertips while actually playing it. But for me, not that bad. Now here's how I'm probably gonna play it most of the time. Set the screen down like so, take the Joy-Cons off in your hand. When you buy a base model Switch, it does come with these little plastic things that have loops around it for your wrist that increases the size of the actual Joy-Con itself a little bit. However, it's not a ton. So these, let me give you the measurements before we talk about how they fit in the hands. 4 inches long, and about 1.25 inches wide. And then they're a little over 1/2 inch deep. So pretty small. My hands dwarf these things. However, when you're playing with them like this, it's not that bad actually. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll have my little screen set up and I'll just have my hands like down by my side, just chilling and playing. And I like the fact that my hands don't have to be like super close together to play. I can just kind of sit here. However, I've played this thing for a couple hours at a time and it's really not that bad. I didn't have any issues with like hand cramping up or anything like that whenever I'm using it in this mode. Again, I know that they make grips for the Joy-Cons. I know that they make grips for the whole unit together. However, what I want to show you is, does it work for big hands by itself before you get any of the accessories? Now, one thing I do want to show you is this. It's not a third-party accessory. This actually comes with every Nintendo Switch. And I know I said I wasn't going to include any accessories really. However, this is standard with the system. And I want to show you how it actually fits in your hands because no matter what, when you buy a brand new Switch, you're going to have it. So you take your Joy-Cons, slide them in like that. Don't forget your other Joy-Con. It's extremely important that you have both. There you have it. Now, you have an actual gaming controller. This gives you a little bit more meat behind the actual Joy-Cons for your fingers to wrap. And keep in mind, there's still quite a bit of space right here from holding it like this. However, it's not that bad. It's not great because these last two fingers, your pinky and your ring finger, are still pretty curled up right here to kind of hold on to it. However, it's not that bad if you just rest your hands on the table like this and play. And what this allows you to do whenever you are holding the grip right here is reach this Joy-Con a little bit better. That's why I like having this, and it's super portable and it actually comes with it. And I think this is actually a much better fit than holding it on the system itself, because whenever the Joy-Cons are on the system, actually, let me show you. This is why I wanted to include this, because when you're holding the Switch with the Joy-Con, there's nothing to grab onto. Paper thin, you see that? Nothing for your fingers to really grip and grab onto. However, when you use the provided controller thing, you actually have a little bit of meat right there to hold on to, and it's a lot more comfortable. It feels more like a controller. Now, the reason that I wanted to show you whether the Switch can work with big hands is because I watched a lot of reviews on this thing for that exact reason. I already knew that I like the system and what it can do. However, there's not a lot of people that you watch review things that have really big hands, so I couldn't tell is it comfortable or not. And finally, I had to just bite the bullet and get it. I like the Switch a lot. Would I put the Freaky Tall stamp of approval on the base model Switch for big hands? No, because it's just not comfortable for bigger hands. Can it work? Can you use it? Is it functional? Yes, it is. Is it great for having big hands? No, it's not. It's just plain and simple. You can make it work, but it's not really that great. You need to get a grip of some sort to make it work. So I don't necessarily think it works for big and tall people that have larger hands. However, you can make it work, and that's the beauty of it. Okay, so that's what the new series is about. If you come across products that are not designed for big and tall people, but you need to know if they're gonna work with someone who has larger features like hands or feet or just a bigger body, leave a comment below if you wanna see it reviewed. There's a lot of products that I come across all the time that are not meant for big and tall people that I wanna know, can they still work for me? But I have no idea because no one reviews it for that reason. And I want to provide that for you. So if you come across a product that you're unsure of and you'd like to see me review it, leave a comment below. Also, if you haven't already, I would love for you to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and click the little notification icon. Most of the people that watch my content are not actually subscribers. I would love if you would join the Freaky Tall family by clicking subscribe and helping the channel grow so I can reach a larger audience. As always, I greatly appreciate your time, and it's always exciting having you here with me. Again, I'm Corey from Freaky Tall Reviews. We'll see you next time.